Here's something strange. Two people have $100. One of them spends it. The other one invests it. 20 years later, the person who spent it has nothing left from that $100. The person who invested it, they turned it into over $700 without doing a single extra thing. Same $100, completely different outcomes. The only difference was one decision. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Most people never invest that first $100. Not because they don't have it, but because they don't think it's worth it. And that belief is costing them a fortune. We've all had that thought. It's only $100. What's the point? I'll start investing when I have more money. It sounds logical. It even feels responsible, like you're being realistic about your financial situation. But this thinking has a name in psychology. It's called the threshold fallacy. The idea that something only matters once it crosses a certain size. We do it with money all the time. We tell ourselves we'll start saving seriously when we make more. We'll invest properly when we have thousands. And so the months pass, the years pass, and the starting line keeps moving further away. The truth is, the size of the investment matters far less than most people think. What matters much more is something most people completely overlook. Think of your money like a snowball at the top of a hill. A small snowball, given a long enough hill, can become enormous by the time it reaches the bottom. But a large snowball that starts halfway down the hill, it doesn't get nearly as big. That hill is time. And the snow that keeps sticking, that's compound interest. The process where your money earns returns, and then those returns earn returns on top of themselves. Here's how it works in real life.
You invest $100 in a simple index fund, basically a basket of the biggest companies in the world. Over time, historically, the stock market has returned around 10% per year on average. In year one, your $100 becomes $110. Small, right? But you don't touch it. In year two, it's $121. By year 10, it's nearly $260. By year 30, it's almost $1,750. From $100, without adding another cent. Now imagine doing that every month, or even every few months. The numbers start to look very different very quickly. But here's the real insight, and this is the part most finance channels skip. Investing your first $100 isn't really about the $100. It's about identity. Psychologists who study financial behavior have found that the single biggest predictor of long-term wealth isn't income or even investment returns. It's the moment a person sees themselves as an investor. Because once you make that first investment, even a tiny one, something shifts in your brain. You start paying attention to markets. You start thinking differently about spending. You start asking, could I invest this instead? Before buying something impulsive. That $100 is essentially buying you a new perspective. And that perspective is worth far more than the money itself. So what do you actually do with your first $100? Keep it simple. Open a brokerage account. There are several with no minimum deposit and zero trading fees. Put your $100 into a broad index fund that tracks the overall market. Set it and forget it. Don't try to pick individual stocks. Don't chase trends. Don't wait for the right time. The best time to invest was years ago. The second best time is today. And then try to add a little more each month, even $20 or $30. Consistency beats size almost every single time. Here's something worth sitting with. The people who build real wealth over their lifetimes aren't usually the ones who made a big bet at the right moment. They're the ones who started small, started early, and never stopped. Your first $100 isn't a drop in the ocean. It's the top of the hill. The only question is, are you going to push the snowball?